All right, so this is question number 2 from the homework on sine rule, cosine rule, and bearing. It says, in the diagram below, not drawn to scale, RST is a horizontal straight line, and UR represents a vertical pole. So RST at the bottom is horizontal, and UR is vertical. The angle between vertical and horizontal is 90 degrees. We're told that ST is 15 meters. So right here is 15 meters. What else we're told? We're told that angle ST is 120 degrees, and STU is 40 degrees. Those we can see for ourselves. We're to calculate the angle of elevation of U from S. So angle of elevation of U means that somebody is looking up at U, and they're looking up at U from S. How do we know that? We're asked to calculate the angle of elevation of U, means that you're looking up at U from where? From S. Now, if you remember anything, you'd remember that angle of elevation is the angle between the horizontal and the line of sight when you're looking up. Angle of elevation is the angle between the horizontal and the line of sight when you're looking up. So SU is the line of sight. Someone looking up at U from S, that's the line of sight. RS is the horizontal. And the angle between the horizontal and the line of sight when you're looking up is the angle of elevation. So this angle here, if you want, I could call it theta, is the angle of elevation. So I could say theta is equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. And the reason for that is that there are angles on a straight line. There are angles on a straight line. So theta is equal to 60 degrees. So the angle of elevation of U from S is equal to 60 degrees. All right. The next thing we're asked to do is we're asked to determine the length of UT. We're asked to determine the length of UT. So UT, the length of it is what we're asked, and that is X. Now, what you have to remember here is that in order for you to use calculation to find out something new about a triangle, you must first know 3 things about that triangle. And the only triangle that we know 3 things about is triangle SUT. So we have to use this triangle here to find the length of UT. Now, that triangle is a non-right angle triangle, and the tools for solving a non-right angle triangle are sine rule and the cosine rule. The tools for solving a non-right angle triangle are sine rule and the cosine rule. Now, in order for you to determine which one to use, you have to look at what you have. Now, if you have 2 angles on one side, that is a condition, and you wish to find the length of a second side, that is a condition for applying the sine rule. If you have 2 angles of a non-right angle triangle and one side, and you wish to find the length of a second side, it is a condition for applying the sine rule. In order to use the sine rule, we're going to need this angle here. I'm going to call it alpha. So I'm going to say alpha is equal to 180 minus 40 plus 120. And these are interior angles of a triangle. All right. So it means that alpha would be equal to 180 minus 160. So alpha is 20 degrees. All right. And the reason we had to find that is because we're going to use sine rule, but in order for you to use the sine rule, you need to know the angle that is opposite from the 15 meters. And the opposite from the 15 meters, the angle opposite from the 15 meters, we just found out alpha is 20 degrees. I also told you when you're applying sine rule, whatever you want, you must start with. Whenever you're applying sine rule, whatever you want, you must start with. I want x. So I'm going to say x over sine the angle opposite from x. The angle opposite from x is 120. So x, the sine of 120, is equal to the other side you know, which is 15, over sine the angle opposite from the 15, which is 20 degrees. All right. So this is what I said. I said that x over sine 120 is equal to 15 over sine 20. And that is because for sine rule, the ratio of the side, so the sine of the angle opposite to that side is a constant. That's what sine rule says. So I'm going to use a half cross multiply and carry the sine 20 up here. So x is going to be equal to 15 sine 120 divided by the sine of 20 degrees. You would put this in a calculator and press equal, and that will give you x. So 15 sine 120 divided by the sine of 20 degrees. All right, and my answer is saying approximately 38 meters. So x, which is ut, is equal to 38 meters. It is actually 37.98, but if you round that to three significant figure, you're going to get 38.0. So ut is simply 38 meters to three significant figures. 38.0 meters to three significant figure. So ut here is 38 meters. All right, and now the final thing we're asked to find is, we're asked to find RU. RU is over here, I'm going to call it Y. Answer this. So what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use the big right angle triangle. This is U, this is R, this is T. We just found this is UT is 38 meters. The angle here is 90 degrees. The angle here is 40 degrees. So then I would ask, and over here, UT I call R, I call Y. What is over here to the 40 degrees? Anybody? Y to the 40 degrees is opposite. And the 38 is the hypotenuse. The ratio that includes opposite and hypotenuse is sine. Just gonna, this is 38, I want it to be clear. 38, it looks like 88, and this is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to say sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Then I'm going to say the sine of 40 degrees is equal to opposite y over hypotenuse 38. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, what I will do is cross multiply. So 1 times y is equal to 38 sine 40 degrees. So y, which is RU, is equal to RUR, 38 sine 40. And this comes out to be 24.4 meters. So RU is 24.4 meters. So RU, which is over here, this is 24.4 meters. All right, that's the end of the question. All right, just going back down to the end in case anybody else is still writing.